Hello, everybody. You're welcome to the show one more time. This is Nero Wasa, your host on the Music Chat Room. I've got a special guest here, and his name is Remy Odumesi. He's a UK-based gospel artist. He has performed in many churches, done a lot of recordings, showed up in a lot of concerts within UK and abroad. Now I have the honor of bringing him on set today. So you're welcome, Remy.
Thank you, Nero. Great to
Yeah,
be here.
good. Just before the show, somebody said, "Oh, is that the guy that strides on the stage?" I said, "Exactly." And the energy. How long have you been singing?
Whoa. Probably for as long as I can remember, I must have been 13 years old when I really started singing.
Singing.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you do some math there, it's more than 40 years, then about.
Yeah. About that.
Close to 40.
Close to 40 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
I was quite young when I started singing.
Wow.
I didn't know that I could sing actually. There was a day that I was singing and just a bunch of us in Sunday school, and they made us sing a song, and then somehow I started harmonizing, and I didn't even know what harmony was at that point. So, and then the Sunday school teacher said, "Who's that? Who's singing?" And I said, "Yeah, it was me." And they was like, "Beautiful, that was wonderful," and that was the first time I knew that okay, I think I can sing.
Wow. And were you born to a family of musicians or something? How did this happen?
Do you know what? The truth is, no, I wasn't born into. I wasn't born into a musical family. But I will say the only person that I know or that used to sing was my mom. My mom,
Okay.
she was an Anglican, and she was always singing hymns, singing Yoruba hymns,
Okay.
so I don't know whether I got it from her or whether just God just picked me and said, "You know what, I just want to bless you." And
Probably your mom was singing when she had you,
Maybe.
or when you were in the womb, she was always singing. Yeah.
maybe who knows?
Was she very strong in singing in terms of, was she in any choir?
Yeah. In
How
fact,
dedicated was she?
do you know what? It's amazing. Nobody's ever asked me that question actually. But yeah, my mom was in the choir. Obviously I'm Nigerian, and my mom was from Ogun State,
Okay.
and I believe she went to Shagamu High School or something like that. And she used to be in the choir there, and in the choir in her church, and because she used to tell me about it. Used to tell us about it that she was in the
What
choir.
part was she singing?
I think soprano.
Wow.
Yes.
So is that the reason for your high tenor?
Oh, wow, do you know what? I have never ever thought about that. I have never ever thought about that. That could be the reason why I sing high. Because I always used to have, I always used to feel bad that I used to
Wow.
sing high. Because I felt like, why do I sound so high? I sound like a woman or something like that. Because I've heard people say that, when they hear me sing or they hear a song that I've sang, maybe on a CD, and they say, "Oh, this is so high. Is that a lady?" I'm like, "Oh God, it's me." So
Can't you sing?
it's me. I'm a man. So I used to have a low self-esteem about my high note. But
Until
now,
you met people
Yeah.
like Marvin Sapp and all that.
exactly, people like
Fred
Fred
Hammond.
Hammond, Dietrich Haddon,
Yeah.
and when I started hearing them, in fact, that's one of the things that made me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That there's nothing wrong with you. These people have high pitches, they have high voices, octaves, so you're fine. So, but I wanna, I thank God for my mom because I think I probably did
Yeah.
get it from her.
Yeah. Because I understand that some children do pick up kids, whatever the parents are doing during pregnancy. I don't know. I don't know the science.
Maybe it was transferred to.
I don't know the science about that.
I don't know.
Oh, that's good. So now let's go to the beginning. How did your musical journey start or continue from that time they asked you to sing? Where have you gone so far?
Wow.
Your musical journey right from that tender age.
Okay, so that was when I was in Anglican church back in Nigeria, and shout out to St. Paul's Anglican Church, Idioro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is that?
That is in Lagos State, in Idioro, not too far from Mushin. I hardly tell people this, but today I'm going to open up. That was the church. I used to go to Sunday school there.
Okay.
And in the Sunday school, there was an English class Sunday school, which I used to attend. And we had some great Sunday school, born again Sunday school teachers.
Yeah.
And they used to inspire us to sing and lead worship. So I can remember back in those days, in the Anglican church, they would have competitions, and basically they would ask you to write a melody for a scripture or a hymn or a psalm. Yeah. And basically all these Anglican churches will come together with all these songs, their own different songs that they've composed, and will compete against each other. And then whoever wins, they get a trophy.
So from that tender age, you guys have been writing songs?
Yeah, so we were writing songs, and I remember writing one. We wrote one song for Psalm 23, and it goes, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. For his name's sake, he restored my soul." And he went on.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so we were learning how to write and learning how to sing, and I think that's where my the ability to write and my ability to start being inquisitive about singing, that's where it really started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So every year there is a song you guys have to write.
Yeah.
That's a good teamwork.
Yes.
Did your church ever win any?
Oh yeah, we won quite a few. Yes, we won.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we did. So those were great days, and the strange thing, it was an Anglican church.
And then let me ask, did you have this accent then at Idioro?
Do you know what? I had my accent.
Yeah.
But I hid it. Yeah. So I knew how to blend in.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hide it now? Are you able to hide it? Are you able to hide it?
Yeah.
Okay. Give us some samples.
So I sounded more like Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
What, singing or talking?
Talking.
Yes. You know, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. You know, so we used to sing songs like that, and we used to win a lot of competitions. And God was faithful. He was faithful. Yeah.
So go back.
Because when I was young, every time I would speak like I was from England, people always used to look at me strangely.
Like Ajebota,
you know, this is Ajebota, this one that has no strength. What's wrong with him? He's fresh from London. You go and sit down. You don't know anything, you know. And so I kept it. You know, I put it aside because I wanted to blend in with everyone. But every now and again, you will hear bits and pieces of my, you know, British English will come out. So, and let's say I'm in the midst of some different people, maybe some really, I don't know, butter people, so to say, you know.
You just let out.
I'll let it out. Everything starts flowing again, like I'm fresh from abroad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank God, you know, those were, you know, that was.
So from Idioro, which other?
Okay, so from Idioro, then I used to go to Christ Chapel. Oh. So while I was in the Anglican church, so during the week, I think they used to have services on Wednesday in Christ Chapel. Then I would go and attend the service, Reverend Tunde Joda's church. And the worship team there, or the choir there, they were amazing.
Those days. Super.
You know, when some of them sings, there was a guy there called Rotimi. He's an American now. I can't remember his surname, but you know, whenever Rotimi sings, he sings like the Whiners, and I'm like, oh, you know, this is singing, this is what I like. This is the kind of music I listen to. So, I was like really taken aback by the music in Christ Chapel. So I would go there, not just because of the word, but because of the worship there and the singing there. And then sometimes they would have guests from abroad.
Yeah.
So I was getting inspired. My gift was getting sharpened more and more. I wanted to, get better and take my singing to another level. So from Christ Chapel, then I ended up in I met somebody while I was singing in the
Did you sing at the Christ Chapel? Were you only just inspired?
No, I was only inspired.
Yeah,
I didn't really sing.
Okay.
But I think some people knew that I could sing, but I wasn't in the choir or anything.
Okay.
I just used to go attend the church service and get blessed and be inspired and just receive from Reverend Tunde Jordan and receive from the worship leaders. It was just amazing. In fact, I have to say this quickly. That was the first time I ever met anyone from KICC because Pastor Matthew Ashimoloa, he came to preach in in Christ Chapel, and he brought his music team from the UK, and they were singing Warrior of Righteousness. Anyone who knows about that will know how long ago this was, and I was really inspired by the singers. And then anyway, I ended up also in Yaba Tech. While I was in the Anglican church, I was leading praise and worship, and I met we had a program in church, and then I met somebody who was in Yaba Tech, Chidu Wanze, Pastor Ike Wanze, Samuel Wanze, and they said, Remy, you've got something. Could you come and lead praise and worship in our fellowship? And I went there, Yaba Tech, Miracles Fellowship, and I was leading praise and worship there.
Wow.
So
So you started. How did you develop the ability to lead? You just tried it, or how did you?
Yeah. So it all started in my Anglican church, in the Anglican church, St. Paul's Iduro. So basically, in the Sunday school,
there's this little song you guys sing. They ask one or two of you to come and sing.
Yeah, they will say, this week we want so and so person to lead praise and worship.
Wow.
Before we start the Sunday school. So with our hands, we did all of that.
Wow.
So we used to rotate it weekly, and so
that's really beautiful.
So I started learning from there. I didn't even know what.
That you were learning anything.
Yeah, I was. They give us songs. You learn the songs in the process, and that's how I started leading praise and worship in Sunday school.
Wow.
And as time went on, somebody, like I said, these guys, the Wanze family, they discovered me, and I went to the Miracles Fellowship in Yaba Tech. I was leading praise and worship.
Wow. Then when you were leading praise and worship in Yaba Tech, what style of music there was it there?
Yeah, it was.
Was it the same old one or new ones or what?
No, it was. It had now gone to a different level. Now it was now an upgrade. So, because when I was in the Anglican church, I wasn't playing. There was no music accomplishment. No.
So your voice is just high up there.
Yeah, my voice is just up there and just my hands. But by the time I got to Miracles Fellowship.
Yeah.
I started learning how to sing with a keyboardist playing in the background. So we're singing more. We're singing praise and worship, normal praise and worship songs, but now it's on another level. There's music behind you.
Okay.
You're learning how to complement each other, the keyboardist and the vocalist. So it was really sharpening my gifting even more.
Wow.
And one thing about me is I discovered I remember when. The guy's name was Samuel Wanze. He heard me sing to what he was playing because he's the keyboardist, and he said, "You have a good ear. You have a natural ear for music." And I didn't know about this.
What was going on?
I didn't know. I knew that I could sing, but I didn't know that, I could sing to, music, So he was like, because he would try stuff on the keyboard, go this direction,
And you will go follow him.
and I would follow him, and it was just coming natural to me.
Wow.
So it wasn't like anyone laid hands on me and said, today you will now learn how to sing to any music, or today you will sing this way. Nah, it was like it was in me.
Wow.
And I couldn't
So the music you were listening to were just unlocking them.
Yeah, it was just unlocking more and more. The more.
And do you listen to a lot of music?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, obviously I used to listen to secular music. Before I started becoming a strong Christian, you know, I was listening to secular music, no doubt. The Michael Jacksons, the Kool and the Gang, the Gap Band, mention it.
And when you learned the songs then?
Yeah, so I was always singing. Wow. I used to dance a lot, and I was always singing to these songs. And one thing about me, which I learned at an early age, is I always wanted to mimic what I was hearing. You know, if somebody were to sing something or ad-lib, I'll try that ad-lib.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted to sing the person's song. For example, if I'm singing Michael Jackson's song, I want to sing that whole song the way he sang it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a learning.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
When we learn.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I was learning, and then gradually when I started listening to gospel music, Christian music, the Fred Hammonds, the Commissioned, the Winers, the Carman, the Don Moens, the Ron Kenolis, the Marvin Saps. There's one other guy, Alvin Slaughter. So I was taking so much from these great pioneers. I was learning a lot from them, and there were times when I would actually shut myself in the room. And like I'll probably listen to Don Moen, and I'll pretend that I'm leading.
Praise and worship.
I'm leading. I used to pretend that I'm leading a vast amount of people. I'm leading a audience in my room. I'll be doing exactly what Don Moen did, or what Ron Kenoly did. I'll be practicing on my own.
Wow.
And no music, nobody's there. I'll just be saying, you know how Don Moen will say, the Lord is
Yeah,
make a way where there seems to be no way. He is good, isn't he wonderful? Cannot see, he will make a way for me. He will be my guide, draw me closer to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. You know he'll make a way. He will make a way. So I was doing all of that, although it sounds funny, and I was like, you know, just pretending I was him. But as I was doing that, I was learning how to talk while I'm worshiping, how to express myself while I'm worshiping, how to feel the music, not to be too harsh. You know, when you listen to Don Moen, he's not that harsh.
Yeah.
When you listen to Fred Hammond, he's really harsh, or Alvin Slaughter, you know? And I was taking all those things and I was storing them in me.
Wow.
But I didn't know that I was really storing them. I was just practicing them, learning them, and just trying to see if I could sing like that. But I never knew that they were being stored.
Wow.
So yeah.
And that's the thing about people. I don't know. People said that they want to be themselves. Why can't you be yourself when you've not learned anything from anybody?
Exactly.
It's not going to stir up your own if you don't pick up from others. Then you mix all of that together, then you become something.
That's right.
Other people are going to follow after you.
Yes, I completely agree. And that's my life, because I picked from so many different people.
Yeah.
And I found that if you put me in different situations, I can sing different styles of music.
Okay.
I'm not trying to boast, but I can sing jazz, I can sing reggae, I can sing pop, I can sing gospel, I can sing what's this, Christian contemporary music. So because I've listened to all these things along the line, and whenever I need to bring them out, whenever I need to sing a song, like with those different genres, I can do it.
You can just unlock it.
It just unlocks. And
what I've noticed about you and most of other people that have this unique way of ad-libbing, it's because of this same thing you're talking about. You learn from different genres, you learn from different styles, pick up, not just listen, try to do exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's how you get it into yourself.
Yeah, in fact, what you said is 100% correct. Try to do exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I used to try and do. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I would really, if I hear an ad-lib, I'll, there's a song, we shall behold them by Commission.
Yeah.
And you hear all these ad-libs and then you try them out. You might think that it's impossible to do, but you just try them out. And sometimes like falsetto, I couldn't even before I couldn't even do a falsetto. And
Can you give us a sample of that?
Tomorrow, forget about tomorrow. You better choose the Lord today. Ooh, don't just turn and walk away. Tomorrow, don't give your life. Tomorrow, you better choose the Lord. I can't do that. It's so high. For tomorrow will very well begin too late.
Wow.
So that's a falsetto, pretty high key though.
Pretty high there. Pretty high there.
And that was from the Whiners.
Yeah.
What key was that? or what octave?
We're on the C sharp there.
Woo.
And we still sang. I think you probably be covering about 3 octaves.
Wow.
Vocal range, 1, 2, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And can you pick this note?
Duh. Yeah.
So I got you to that note. 1, 2, 3 with your falsetto.
Wow.
3 and a half.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, that was from the Whiners. That was a Whiners song, and I think that's how I started learning how to do falsetto. But the first time I did it, I couldn't do it.
But you had to learn it.
I had to learn it. I had to learn, Yeah. So sometimes people see you do some things, and they just think that this guy is just so blessed, or this woman is just so blessed. But you don't know.
It's all due to hard work.
Yeah.
Musical journey, learning stuff.
Yes. Yeah. It is.
From Yabatech, which other?
So from Yabatech, I met a guy. Samuel Wanze, he introduced me to one of his friends called Dapo Torimiro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know Dapo Torimiro. And then we kind of formed a group called DRS first. It was DRS, the 3 of us, called Dynamic Recreated Spirits, which also stood for Dapo, Remy, and Samuel.
Okay.
So, and that took me to UI.
Okay.
Because I was in the Polytechnic Ibadan and UI was next door, and because they were both in UI, and so we formed a hip hop group, a gospel hip hop group. So we'll sing gospel R&B and rap at the same time.
So you can rap as well?
Oh yeah. The group was Can
you give us some rap?
Yeah. Oh my God. I can,
Okay, let's see. Let me put you on the spot. Spot 1, So let me look for a beat and let's see if you can be able to give us a rap. Do you guys want Remy to rap? I guess they're saying yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, let's go way back. Haven't done this for a while, but I'm gonna do it now. Yeah, so then I was laying on my couch for the first time this year. More mosquitoes flying everywhere, trying to lay me down with the spirit of malaria. Ooh, the pain I couldn't bear. Now flashing across my mind were the thoughts of my pastor. You better turn this pressure into time of true power. For the hour, I had to stand and pray like a strong tower, waiting for some shower brightening me up like a flower. I remembered I was born again, and the sickness find its way into this holy den. Still, weak in my bones, but strong in my spirit. I prayed once again, Lord, my come feel it. Yeah. My name is Remy, yo, and I just bring you these words because I love you so. Yo, Nero on the keyboard, saying so that was really good. I love those jazz vibes. That was cool.
Yeah, that's to get you back into the groove. That's
it
good.
worked. Yeah. So
continue from there.
Yeah, so we were a gospel rap group and our gospel R&B, and then I ended up into a group in a UI called Exousia.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So Exousia, and then while I was in Exousia, I think I was attending, I can't remember what fellowship that one used to go to.
Is it Victory Christian?
Was it? Yeah, I think VCF, was it?
Yeah.
So I was in Exousia, which was a big musical, Christian, gospel musical outreach.
I think you got your exposure from there.
Yes. I think, yeah. My exposure, when I joined DRS, when we formed that group, the exposure really came from DRS. And then Exousia heard of us, and then we started going around and ministering more. And there was a guy who later joined a group called Bemiga Amusho. I'm just mentioning names right now. And he joined the group, he replaced Samuel, and he was in House on the Rock. And one of these days, I think he mentioned us to Pastor Paul at the Pharisee of House on the Rock. And Pastor Paul invited us to come and minister. Actually, we were ministering somewhere. Yeah. So DRS, we were ministering somewhere in, I'm going to go back to Africa. We were ministering in Federal Palace Hotel. Yeah. Or was it a Butameta Hotel? One of the two. And while we were ministering that program, Pastor Paul was preaching, and I was like, whoa, who in the world is this man of God? This guy is amazing. I've never seen a man of God with his accent and with, charisma, and then he was anointed and he was powerful, and I was just taken aback. And so that was the first time we met him, and then later on, he invited us to come and minister in the church, in House on the Rock. And the rest is history.
Wow.
So I joined House on the Rock, and I was there for decades. Wow. Yeah, and it was a great time.
I mean, you can't be House on the Rock and be a quiet singer.
Oh no!
You got to rock it.
Oh my! In fact, I would say, I think, my charisma on the stage or my freedom on the stage, I think it really started in House on the Rock. Even though Pastor Paul used to say that, you need to calm down. you need to calm down. You got so much in you, but take it easy. And he was right. Pastor Paul was right. Because I can imagine. I was really energetic. I was all over the place. I was worse than what I was, but but I learned from that, and I thank God for Pastor Paul, the things that he mentioned. He told me and made me learn how to balance things, not to go too overboard, and not to be a distraction to people. But anyway, so I learned a lot while I was in House on the Rock. And then that was back in Nigeria, and then shortly after that, I moved back to the UK, because I was born in the UK. So I moved back to the UK. That was probably in like 1998. Moved back to the UK, joined House on the Rock while I was here. I was there for I don't know, maybe a decade or more. And then eventually I also ended up in the Liberty Church. Yes. So I was
Directing choir.
yes. So so obviously when I was in House on the Rock, I was House on the Rock London. I was also in charge of the choir.
Yeah.
When I came over, I was in charge of the choir for a number of years.
Yeah. How did you develop? Because singing and choir directing, they are two different things.
Yes.
So how did you learn that?
That's a great question. Because when I was in Nigeria, I was just one of the normal worship leaders.
Yeah.
I was there with Samuel Poso. He was, in charge. He was ahead of me, or the main keyboardist at the time. Abu Shadari, Abola, and a few other guys. So I was just a normal worship leader when I was in the choir in House on the Rock, Nigeria.
Yeah.
But when I came over to the UK, suddenly I became the choir master.
So you had to learn on the job.
So I learned. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about being a choir director then. I could sing. I could pick out a few harmonies, but I didn't really know anything. So I learned everything on the job.
Wow.
I made a few mistakes here and there, and there were a lot of things that I picked up as well that I did really well.
So your learning there paid off at the Liberty?
Yes. I think the training, I got my training while I was in House on the Rock London.
Yeah. And nothing just happened. You had to go through the training, whichever way.
I did.
Either by experience or formal training.
Yeah, and it was mostly by experience that I learned how to lead the choir. Obviously I'll get ideas, or I learn other things from other choir masters and stuff like that, because I used to go around and minister, and so I saw things here and there. So I'll pick things and apply it in our choir.
I think that ability to pick song became a transferable skill to you when it comes to administrations and all of that. You're able to learn from other people, just learn. Ability to learn.
Yes. And as obviously as a singer or a gospel artist or as a musician, you always have to learn. I can never say that I've arrived and I know everything. You can never say that. And you have to be humble in the process, because if you're not humble enough, you will never learn. If you're not humble enough, you won't pick from other people and apply it into your life. You'll just sit on the things that you have, and you won't receive. You won't, you just be stale there. So.
And again, as a choir director, even though I'm not going to dwell more in that, I'm going to talk more about your singing, but there's some sort of stability or some kind of discipline you must have imbibed. You remember you went to a particular church?
Yes. I forgot to mention that. Yes, because I studied in the Polytechnic Ibadan, and while I was there, I was a member of Deeper Life Fellowship.
Wow.
Deeper Life Fellowship. And
what did you learn from there?
Oh my goodness. I learned discipline.
Wow.
They were disciplined. They were on time. They were focused. They did not mess around when it came to music, whatever. It was all about God. I mean, obviously, there's some things that are different from compared to other
that's fine.
fellowships or churches, but I learned so much, and there were some great things I learned while I was in Deeper Life. I mean,
I think you needed that experience, which paid off being a choir director, isn't it?
Yes.
That discipline, timeliness.
But I didn't know about it. I didn't know that.
They were being stored up.
Yeah, they were being stored up. And they were being installed in me. I mean, obviously, there's still. As time went on and I was in different churches, I still, was working on some things, but I learned a lot of things, to be focused that if you're going to sing for Jesus, let your focus be on Jesus. It's not about fame. It's not about being famous. It's not about showing off your gifting. It's about giving God the glory. You know, if you go to lead worship or you go to sing somewhere so that you can get applause, that's all you're going to get. You're not going to get a heavenly reward. You know, God is not going to be pleased about that. While I was in Deeper Life, especially, I learned a lot about that. You know, there may have been, I mean, when I was leading praise and worship in the fellowship there, you know, I was even using just my hands, and you know, the women are on the left and the men are on the right. But one thing I always remember is like they were hungry, thirsty for God, so hungry. They didn't want to mess around with God. You know, I know, you know, holiness unto the Lord, you know, it's by His grace that we're holy, but I learned how to be passionate, how to be hungry for God, you know, a lot while I was in Deeper Life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, to the crux of the matter, your passion for singing and ministry, when did the two meet? It's one thing to love singing, it's another thing to be a minister.
Yeah.
How did that come together?
Well, I would say that this really started when I was in the Anglican Church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still the foundation.
Yeah. Because when I was in the Sunday school, some of my colleagues there, my friends there, they were just on fire for God. I mean, we were so on fire that we would like go on buses and preach the gospel, go on the roadside and declare Jesus. And so I would see my colleagues, I would see my friends, they were hungry for the Lord. And I started getting hungry. Obviously, I was hungry. And then it got to a point that I felt like, you know, whenever, because I listen a lot to music, you know, gospel music, and I felt like, you know, these people that are singing, you know, these Don Moyans, these the Whiners, these guys are really passionate about what they do, you know, the Paul Baloche, so I just said, Lord, I want what they have. I want to be able to minister to people and people get in touch. I mean, you know, back in the day, it was just tapes that we used to play.
Yeah.
And we would be gone just listening to these tapes. And I said, Father, I want this. You know, I want to minister to lives, and people are drawn to you, or people are saved, or people are healed. So it was in my closet, you know, that I prayed, you know, that God should just give me that passion and give me that hunger. So that was my prayer, you know. And the Bible says that God will grant you the desires of your heart.
So you started ordering your steps into all your journeys. Yeah.
So as time went on, I didn't even know that I had the passion. It just, as time went on, people just kept on saying, man, your passion. It took me a while to realize that, oh my God, Remy, this is what you prayed for many years ago. You know, when you're on stage and, you know, I'm giving my all, because I told God that I don't want to ever lead praise and worship, or I don't want to ever sing and not give you my all. I want to give you my all. Take all of me. I am yours. And I always have that on the back of my mind. I don't want to feel restricted. I don't want to feel restrained. I don't want to feel bound, because, you know, the Bible says it's for freedom that He set us free. And in the presence of God, there's fullness of joy, and there's liberty in His presence. And I said, God, I want to abound. I want to be able to worship with this freedom that You've given me. And so once I get on the stage,
that's it.
I just let myself go, and just let the Holy Spirit do whatever He wants to do through me. So I've always, for many years, I've prayed, I've fasted, I've wept, I've called on, I've read the scriptures. I'm still, you can never read enough, but I have called on the name of the Lord, and I said, Father, I want that passion. And it just began to reflect in my life. You know, and even the joy, and I know it's only the Lord, it's only God that could do that.
Wow. So let's see. Let's see what can happen here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Cut. Okay.
I actually wanted to say something about liberty, but I forgot. Something good though.
Okay, so let's see let's share a song together,
Okay.
which nobody knows, I don't know, you don't know, except the one you sing.
Oh wow.
So I'm going to look for something to play, and then Remy is going to sing something out.
You are Lord forever, and I will serve you forever. You are Lord of heaven and earth. You're the Lord of the second and first earth. I will sing your praises no matter what comes my way. I will praise your name comes my way. I will lift your name. You're everything to me, the one who set me free. Lord, I love you with my heart and soul. Lord, I love you and I never let you go. You're everything to me, the one who set me free. And I will follow you forever till you come again. Yeah. And I will run into your arms, oh Lord, my God. Lord, my God. Lord, my God. Yeah.
Wow, that's Remy Odumesi.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Now, nobody knows the song, I do not. Maybe we will fine tune it and make it a single.
That would be great. That would be lovely.
That would be good. But the next time you're going to see Remy here at the Music Chats Room, it's going to be ministering live here. So it's an opportunity. Stay tuned. If this is your first time on this channel and you're having fun on this channel, please do subscribe to this channel. Put the comments down, like this video, most especially share this video. Okay, it's an honor to have you here, my friend.
It was great.
We'll see you in the next time.
Definitely.
And you're gonna be ministering here.
Yeah. Before you go, man, I
Yeah.
loved it. I loved it. I'm glad you brought me on.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed everything. So look forward to next time, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Till I come your way next time. Till we come your way next time. Bye for now.
Bye.